What's going on, y'all? Blockchain Yoga here, Dre. And, this video is just about stacking Satoshis, which is, the smaller units of Bitcoin. I believe in the approach of dollar cost averaging, especially in a scarce, desirable assets such as Bitcoin, where its value holds through time and space. And not only does it hold its value, but it appreciates in value. So, you know, spending time learning about Bitcoin, spending time investing into Bitcoin, spending time saving in Bitcoin will be, a prosperous endeavor and something that can be beneficial to anyone in the world. And I mean anyone who has, access to a phone, access to, a connection. Even though you can send things offline, but of course it's better having like internet connection. And so I think, I just watched a video on YouTube where there were people on the Bitcoin standard and transacting in Bitcoin, and this was in Peru, and many people were engaged with this, and they didn't use fiat currencies. A lot of the communities, even in the jungles, I think Iquitos, Peru. I think that's the town or the area. These people were on the Bitcoin standard, and they were transacting in this, making purchases. Just for water, aqua, and I say aqua, agua, and people were transacting in this and using the Bitcoin standard, and so I think it's a good idea just for, especially if you live in more modern or more, um, higher places of cost of living and lifestyle. Because if you live in the United States or anywhere else that's kind of, you know, the cost of living is high, or, you get modern technology, modern, healthcare, all of those things, then, you're pretty much lucky. Even though we have our problems, we have corrupt governments, we have all of these things, but if you travel, if you're someone who travels the world internationally, you'll see how great that you have it in America or any other place like America, the UK or Canada or such, places like that, where we have it good, even though there's government that's not great. It's not really the land of the free. We try to live this American dream, and it's not really a dream. It's more like a nightmare. But in comparison to a lot of countries, we're really rich, and a lot of people are really poor, and they can barely have access to water, access to healthcare, all of these things. So Bitcoin is really helpful and living a prosperous life for these individuals. And it can also, living in a place like this, it can really benefit us, especially them. It benefits them because their currency is like really debased, and they don't have access to banks, so it benefits them in a really great way. But people who live in places like America, it benefits them, it benefits us, just like it benefits them. And with us, since we do have the strongest currency in the world, the US dollar, even compared to a lot of other fiat currencies, we can transact in that and save it and use it for other means. We can save our access in Bitcoin, real estate, stock market, whatever. But obviously, I think Bitcoin is the soundest money out there. You can transact with it, you can store it, you can you can burn it. You can literally just throw away your keys and never have it used. And and people are not going to be able to use that. Just like if you burn $1, you can't use it anymore. And so if you burn that or get rid of your Bitcoin or never use it, it's just going to be stored there. And so people are not going to be able to use that Bitcoin. So that's one less Bitcoin, or that's one less 1,000 Satoshis that's not in the market for a rich, institution to grab, because obviously institutions want your Bitcoin. They want to hold this valuable, scarce asset, because there's only 21 million supply. And there's even way less now, probably, it's less than 19 million less than in existence. So it's really important to, hold as much Bitcoin as possible, to continue to stack Satoshis. In one Bitcoin, there's 100 million Satoshis. I always talk about getting at least 1 million Satoshis, which is about, 0.01 Bitcoin. And I think that's really important for, to developing a sound system for your own life, especially if you go travel the world. You can use this. You can transact with them. You can even tip in Bitcoin, and tip if you travel internationally to Peru or in Mexico or any other Latin place, Latinx community, or other places that's not Latinx, Africa. If you go there, I know there's places in probably Ghana that has some type of Bitcoin standard in certain communities. And so if you go there, you can give them Bitcoin, and you can buy Bitcoin. You can buy items with Bitcoin and give them extra tip, because a lot of those people, they need it even more than us. And not not being like a charity case or being like a philanthropist and trying to give everything away, but you can help. You can be there for them and give them an extra few thousand Satoshis, which is 15,000 Satoshis is $10. So you can give them $10 worth of your Bitcoin, which is $10 worth of US dollars, and that grows in value for them, and that's going to help tremendously for their standard of living, for their lifestyle. And so I think it's really important to not just think about ourselves, but think about others, and make sure to use this currency for the good. Use this sound money for the betterment of our personal lives and the lives of others, because that's what Bitcoin is all about. It's all about inclusivity. It's all about diversity. It's all about having this global monetary network that can transact peer-to-peer, that can distribute monetary energy, monetary power, and access, permissionless development, permissionless access, permissionless sovereignty, where you can use this. Anyone can use this around the world. So it's really important that we keep continually stacking Satoshis, continually stacking Bitcoin, and being leaving the world better than we are currently in. And when we pass away, we know that we left this world much better than we found it, much better than what our parents found it, much better than our ancestors and everything. So we just have to continue to be a leader for our own selves, and not you don't have to be you don't have to be the person, you don't have to be him, but you do have to be you. And that's really important in order to make this world a better place. And so continue to stack Satoshis, no matter what, each week, each month, whatever you can do. Just continue to stack it, hold it, and build wealth, and build have this opportunity where you can give to others in Bitcoin who deserve, who deserve it, and also who rather just not as fortunate as you are. And so we can give to people with our Bitcoin, and we can help them in a very strong way. We can give our time, we can give our mental energy, or we can give our currency or our money, or our monetary charity to others to help them in many different ways. And this is called selfless service, seva, helping others in any way that we can. This is what the saints and the mystics talked about. This is where people in Egypt talked about. A lot of these people, there's, they have mystics in many different parts of the world. And so they all talked about helping others, giving onto others, and being a better human being. So this is why I believe Bitcoin should be adopted, and from everyone around the world should adopt Bitcoin. Increasingly make it the standard, and share in this global trinity of sound of sound principles. The trinity will be in it being distributed network, allowing peer-to-peer transactions, it being a unit of account, being able to break it down into smaller units, being divisible, and being a store of value where you can hold this Bitcoin long-term wealth, and it grows over time, in its appreciation in the Bitcoin price, and its ability to hold through inflation, taxation, and depreciation. And so this is why I say continue to stack your Satoshis, continue to stack Bitcoin, and be on the gold standard. Peace.